everybody, welcome back to Royalty Soaps. Today we're going to be making a cherry chocolate brownie cheesecake soap. I'm probably gonna have to find a way to shorten that name. But before we jump in, I just wanted to remind you guys that my 100,000 subscriber giveaway is ending on Wednesday, which is February 1st, the same day that all of the soaps I made on this channel in January will be available to purchase in the Royalty Soap shop at royaltysoaps.com. Entering the giveaway is really easy. You can just pop over to my personal blog. There's a Rafflecopter widget. There's 12 ways to enter, and one of those entries is not even attached to any form of social media. So if you don't have any social media accounts, you can get at least one entry. As always, thanks so much for watching, and let's go ahead and get started with the soap making. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. Let us begin by blending the lye water solution into the oils here. I'm just gonna pour it right down my stick blender. That way it doesn't create very many air bubbles. This stainless steel carafe I am using can be found on Amazon in my Amazon store. This to very light trace, because one of the fragrance oils I'm using today does accelerate it. So I want this to be as thin and liquidy as possible. I'm going to be splitting off my batch into 4 containers. I have these 2 large white ones. This is going to be for the chocolate brownie part. Then I have this medium-sized container for the cherry cheesecake part. And then I have this little plastic cup, and that's going to be for the cherry colorings. It's time to add the colorants into these containers. So this is going to be a fun part because I'm actually adding a fun additive as well. The fun additive is Hershey's cocoa powder. It's 100% natural, unsweetened cacao powder. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that. Cacao powder actually has a lot of health benefits. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of mocha brown mica to these 2 buckets here. Just a little bit to stabilize the color, because the fragrance oil that I'm using does discolor a little bit. Then I'm going to be taking a little bit of red here. This is really red mica from Nurture Soap. Putting it into the little container, and then I'm going to take some titanium dioxide mixed with water, and I'm going to add that into this container right here. I'm mixing 2 fragrance oils today. I'm mixing chocolate cream cheese cupcake and black cherry bomb. Both of these are from Nature's Garden. They are both amazing fragrances. They're super strong and really delicious smelling. But before I add those, we have to blend up the colors. And I tell you what, it might be smart to actually blend up these colors whenever they have to be poured, because like I said before, the fragrance oil, at least the chocolate cream cheese cupcake, really does accelerate trace a little bit. I've gone ahead and blended this first container of brown, but I'm going to set all of the other containers off to the side and just mix them up as we go along, because the cream cheese cupcake, the chocolate cream cheese cupcake fragrance oil really does accelerate trace, and I don't want it to move so fast that my layers get all messed up. So this is going to be the only one I blend for now. Just gonna blend in the fragrance oil by hand today. Normally I mix them in with the stick blender, but because this one accelerates trace a little bit, I want to make sure that I move it real slowly into the soap batter. I'm very gently pouring it into these molds. As you can see, my soap is already setting up. So it's a good thing I chose to mix up the layers separately. Otherwise it would have moved way too fast and I never would have even layers. Grapey, scrapey, eggs and bakey. Sweet! I'm gonna set these off to the side and we'll mix up the next layer. The next layer will be composed of both this white color and this cherry color. So I have to mix up the cherry color by hand because my stick blender is too big to fit into this little bitty cup. One mistake I see a lot of new soap makers making is putting titanium dioxide into their soap like I've done here, and then hand mixing mixing it like this and not mixing it with a stick blender. And while this creates a really nice shade of cream by blending it right here with my spatula, it will not create the same like really white color. You're just never gonna get it. You're gonna use lots and lots and lots of titanium dioxide and probably way too much for the amount of soap that you're using. So it's a lot better to just mix it up with your stick blender. Look, I even have some soap still left on here. It doesn't matter. Look at the color it'll turn after I blend it up. So after blending is when it gets that like bold, really snow white color that everyone's after. Blend this red up by hand. And now we'll pour them into the molds. I'm going to start with the white, and I'm just going to pour it straight on top because that bottom layer is already almost completely hard. I'm going to do the same over here on this one. Just pour it right on top. I'm not going to scrape out the container yet. Instead, I'm going to move on to the red that I'm just going to swirl in like so. Come onto this side, swirl some in, and then I'm going to scrape out the rest of the white container right here into this mold. I finished putting that entire layer in, so I'm going to tap these down on the floor to make sure we have a nice even surface, and then we'll start blending up the last layer. The final layer is ready to be blended. My delicious soapy concoction is halfway done. I'm gonna let this sit for probably around 15 or so minutes just to make sure that it's super firm before I blend up the frosting that will be on top. My soap has been sitting for quite some time, so with this Atico 172 tip and a piping bag from the Royalty Soaps piping kit, I'm gonna start at the ends and put 4 dollops across the soap. If you would like to get this piping tip, I will leave a link to it down below. And my piping is still a little bit runny, but this first layer really doesn't matter. And I find that with this particular tip, if the frosting sets up just a little bit too much, it's hard to get these little delicate ridges. So it's better to have it a little too thin than not thin enough. I'd like to address something real quick that has kind of surfaced in a couple of my videos lately. A lot of people want to see soaps that are, I would just say, have more of a variety than the ones that I've been making right now. Different people want to see lots of different additives, perhaps new techniques and stuff, and that's already one of my goals this year, is to add in more of that stuff. But that being said, there is a reason why I don't make soaps as complicated as I could. I'm capable of making more complicated soaps, and I have ideas for how to make extremely intricate and very detailed bars, but I have to recreate them. That's where the rub is. I have to make them again. We have to put them up in our online store. You guys don't see it, but I have to make 150 more bars of whatever I'm doing on camera. So it's not that I don't want to, it's that I'm like not physically capable of doing that in a month, because the primary source of our income, of course, is selling the soap. Now, if YouTube ever gets to the point where it's paying a bigger majority of our bills, that will change, because then we will sell less soap and I will make more videos, and that will be really fun and really awesome if that ever happens. But until then, I'm having to make soap to sell, and that's where I'm getting most of my money to take care of my family. I will still create some really fun, super interesting, really elaborate soaps. You guys saw me make like like the gingerbread soap that I did for my parents, and I'll still continue to do stuff like that. Tub, I see you judging me over there. I know my piping is a little too runny, but I'm so impatient. I have to do it right now.
I don't know why you don't just wait.
I won't. I can't. I have to do it. Well, I suppose you think you can do better?
Sure.
Oh, well then grab a pair of gloves and we'll see about that. Go on. Go grab a pair of gloves. Well, then we know who has really won this challenge. Me!
There we go. I put on gloves. Look at me go.
That, you little liar.
See how fast I am? Such perfect form.
Oh, yes. You know, you're really the definition of perfection. I'm so glad you've taken this time to demonstrate your skills to our lovely audience. Yeah. We're gonna put a little tiny dollop on the top of every single soap here. Caleb, what was your favorite soap we made this month?
Probably red velvet.
Oh, you think? Is it because of the look or because of the way it smells?
Yeah!
I have mixed a little bit of mocha brown with these little bath salts here, and I'm going to put them on top to make them look like chocolate sprinkles. Just sprinkle a little bit on here. And they're sticking really well because the piping is still sort of liquidy.
Yeah, that's my idea.
Goldfinger. Time to add my little soapy chocolate balls. If you'd like to know how to make these, I do have a little tutorial that I created years ago with my mom. I will link that right now in the upper right hand corner. At one point I can remember that Brambleberry was like the only person who carried this little soap gumball mold, but since then both Nurture Soap and Wholesale Supplies Plus carry it as well. Now that all the little soap gumballs are in, I am going to mix up some red low sweat melt and pour, and we're gonna drizzle that on top like a cherry drizzle. All right, I have my cherry syrupy goodness all melted down, so I'm gonna start right here in the middle so you can see it really well. Just gonna drip it right in the middle of this soap here. Oh my gosh, this looks so real. All the way down the soap. As I put this down, I am spritzing with rubbing alcohol just in case any little air bubbles get made. Now I'm gonna take a little bit and kind of put it on top of the little soap gum balls, and we're done. Look, they look like little like chocolate cherry bonbons on top. Oh my gosh, so delicious. I'm gonna let this sit for 18 to 24 hours and then we'll come back and chop them all up. We're back the next day to cut this soap. It is sat like, well, it's not the next day, that's a complete lie. It's like 3 days later. And I've lined it up here with my 18 bar cutter, so I'm going to push gently down. And it is really, really hard at this point, so I'm gonna have to be careful. Okay, so let's pull one out of the middle. And ta-da! This is what it looks like on the inside. So you can see the discoloration is already starting to work its way into the middle of the soap. This dark brown color will be the final result. It always looks so cool whenever you first cut it because it has like this perfect line all the way around it. And then we did that drop swirl in this middle layer here, so it definitely looks like, you know, kind of cherry sauce in a cheesecake. Smells really good. Okay, Caleb, do you have a question of the day for us?
Would you rather be forced to dance every time you hear music, or would you rather be forced to sing along to any song you heard?
Well, I can think of, well, let's see, there's many times where both of those things could be very inappropriate, like at a funeral. So I feel like I could dance probably less offensively than I could sing. I could just, you know, do a little tiny ditty in the corner, like just a little tiny shake, little tiny shake. So I'm gonna go with dancing, even though both of those sound appalling and like something nobody would ever want to do. What about you, Caleb? What would you pick?
I would do the singing. I would just sing quietly and tell people I have Tourette's.
If you'd like to vote in the question of the day, you can click the I in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. The question is, would you rather have to dance every time you heard music, or would you rather have to sing every time you heard music? Every single time. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I hope you guys liked that soap. It is one of my all-time favorites, and I love having it available for Valentine's Day. Like I said before, all of the soaps that I made in January will be available to purchase on February 1st, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, time at royaltysoaps.com. And if you haven't entered the giveaway, be sure to do that, and also be double sure to follow me on my personal Instagram so that you will be notified when my 10,000 follower Instagram giveaway goes live. I haven't decided what to give away for that, so you guys should let me know down in the comments below what you think I should give away on my personal Instagram. I hope you all have an absolutely royal week, and I will see you in February for the next round of soap videos. And until then,